Whoa, baby. Yeah. Yeah, I don't trust you yet. Wow, Spitfire. I'll tell you what, this Kizer Spitfire, interesting knife. It looks so practical, doesn't it? It just does. That blade looks like piercing, slicing, no problem. Man, and you know what I noticed about this, especially now that I looked at it? No, the logo here, Sheepdog Knives, right? Well, of course, Kizer doing the Sheepdog, right? Remember the large, the medium, the mini Sheepdog? But that's Chris Conaway. And I've met him on a couple occasions, usually at the Kizer booth at SHOT Show in Vegas. But very nice guy. I've talked to him on the phone before, too, because I don't know if he does now, but he used to work at KC Tools, right? So I think he's in the Kansas City area, and or was at the time. Ambidextrous thumb studs on this one, but here we go. What do you think about that? It's, what is it, Nitro V? No, it's 14C, okay. So I'm assuming that this is aluminum. I'm sure it's not steel, or is it? Is it got a liner? Yeah, they got liners in them. I wouldn't know unless I took it apart. I'm assuming that's aluminum, and of course it's got steel liners underneath. You can see the steel. Skeletonized on the top, and yeah, on the bottom too. Okay, there's your lockup on this liner lock. It's 25 to 30%. That just swings shut, doesn't it? Wow, it does, and it just drops on its own. This is one thing I noticed about the Spitfire is that, it's definitely drop shutty. No problem about that at all. And ambidextrous thumb studs. Do I think they needed a blue? I don't know. I always like to jazz it up myself, but I don't know. I think there'd probably plenty of guys that would just have preferred to keep it this color on the thumb studs and the back spacer. Back in the day, 10 years ago, the blue, coated accents, I think some people thought it made it look cheap. But now it's more intentional and it's done on better knives. So I don't know. It does give it a little bit of pop. And far be it from me to want it to make a knife look more conservative. I'm a little bit like, I like the flash. So there it is. Let me grab a piece of paper and see if it'll give us a good clean cut. Yeah. Do it on the sharpened side. See this part? Yeah, that doesn't cut worth a crap. Once you get it to the blade part, now I'm not feeling anything, and that's what I'm always like. Now I'm not feeling any nicks or anything. I've had a few recently that hung up, and so now I'm starting to get like phobic about really testing, but no, it looks good. Plunge look good. I mean, it's a Kizer, right? Kizer fit and finish is good. It's very good. And their drop shuttiness is great. And I'm wondering if that's not a number 8. Let me grab my little driver here. My LTK driver. I got my own fancy driver here, baby. LTK. And you can have one too. It's on my website. If there's any left, I don't know. Or they come in blue as well with LTK on them. I don't know. I've sold a bunch of them, so I'm not sure if I got any left. But you might check, and maybe I'll get more. Maybe even in different colors. Terrell Todd, Todd Knife and Tool, he made these for me. 3D printed in the U.S. of A. in Arkansas, I think, right? Yeah. All right, but this has got good, it's number 8's on here, and it's got good ergos, and the reverse grip feels good, And this is way out here, isn't this? So what is this for? For impact? Maybe even if you had to break the glass on your car after you drove it into a canal here in southern Florida. And then design flow is nice, of course, you know. It's Sheepdog Knives design, right? They do a good job. And this is so different than his Sheepdog, right? This is like the antithesis of that. I would not have guessed him as the designer if I'd have been asked to guess who was the collaborative designer. No, I would have never got that. Let's look at this real quick. It contoured, obviously, scales. 0.47 at 12.1. So millimeters. So no, it's not fat. And it's reasonable. Let me get behind these thumb studs. Come on, buddy. It can't be that tough. 2.8 millimeters at 0.11 of an inch. So, okay, yeah, it's not much. Okay, so it's just called 3 millimeter blade stock. And yeah, 3, is it a 7? No, 7.5, isn't it? But it says 3. 3 1/4 kind of down there, depending on which part of the bolster you want to stop at. And then, but 7.5 at the very end of that striking. Actually, look at right there. There's 7. You go up, there's 7 1/4. 7.5 is way out there, barely getting there. That makes it 19 centimeters. So most 3-inch blades usually fit into about a 7-inch overall, but this one's 7.5. Okay, well, it gives you more room for your hand, doesn't it? And you know what? You almost could use it. So that's not bad, actually. Does that make it look a little off balance? Like, does the handle look longer than it should for a knife overall length or for a blade that length? In a way, maybe, and I think that's if you're focusing on this part. Had it ended here, I don't think so. And then had it ended there, that blade to handle length would be, but see, you got much more out here, but you can't really bring this much more here because of this backspacer going down here. So now I don't see you being able to do much better than what he did. Comes in a box like this, Spitfire. And it says aluminum in my car to handle. Why was I trying to do that on my own? Just read the instructions, dude. Okay. And here, and here. Now, are we going to get some extra hardware? Of course we are. We got extra hardware and a sticker and a microfiber cloth and their paperwork with all your inflammation, I guess, right? They've changed the packaging a bit on some of these. So if you look at that, it is a V, so it's a Vanguard series, right? 3.13. So they're saying it's not a 3-inch blade. It's 3.13. Okay, that makes more sense if you're tapping it out at 7.5 overall length. Oh, crap. What does it weigh, folks? Why am I asking you? 96 grams. Well, okay, so it's under 100, so it's definitely not a heavy Chevy. One more. 3.4 ounces. Okay, 3.4. Yeah. No, I mean, it's got aluminum, and it's got steel liners that are relatively, thick, but they're skeletonized. This, to me, almost seems like this might be aluminum. That's just coated, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't look like a color you get easily from anodizing titanium, and I couldn't figure why they'd put any titanium on here. So I'm thinking this is aluminum. I'm thinking these are aluminum. But I know this is, obviously, it says so on the box, titanium aluminum. But no, here you go. Sheepdog Knives is doing a design here, and I haven't seen them do a design for Kizer in quite a while, but I mean, they're still running strong with the Sheepdog. Mini, XL, medium, you know, that whole family. And so here goes, wow, Chris Conway doing this one, and feels good in the hand. It's definitely a, you know, a pretty, you know, concealable knife. So it's not like carrying around a huge hoss, and it's not heavy, but it's definitely got a blade that seems like it can do pretty much anything that you wanted it to do right there. Check it out online on Kizer, and I'll give you the link down below. You guys, stay sharp.